So we'll have our linea alba through the center. Okay, linea alba through the center. Okay, and then to either side we have this. Sometimes these pins just get super dry.
Ran out of ink.
Yeah, but it's like a body crayon. It should be rocking. There
There it is.
I think it just got dry. So we have our rectus sheath on either side. Okay. And then we're going to start with our first muscle, rectus abdominis. So ribs, 7, 6, and 5, or 5, 6, and 7. We don't really need to work down to the pubic bone as a general rule, guys. Above the ASIS is abdominal cavity. Below the ASIS is reproductive cavity. You really don't need to be poking below the ASIS unless you're an OBGYN, palpating ovaries or whatever. There's muscles there. They're very thin, but you're mostly getting into a whole different set of anatomy. So keep above the ASIS, okay?
Does that also apply for the P?
Psoas?
Psoas, yes, the
No,
psoas.
not psoas. The other one, the groin.
Oh, pectineus?
Yes.
No, so pectineus, we're down in the thigh.
Okay.
So we're out of the abdominal region in general.
Okay.
But for torso, yeah, this whole triangle right here is just, there's no reason right now to be working in there. Yep. Advanced training, other classes, no problem. But for now, we're gonna stay above the ASIS, okay? So all that to say, the pubic bone is gonna be right here for Asher. That's gonna be pubic bone. We're just gonna treat it as the belt line, okay? When I
So
draw.
the sheet and everything else is below, but we don't have nothing to do with it.
All this is feeding down to the pubic bone. Yep,
Okay.
we're gonna leave it be. All right, so from here, this muscle is gonna travel down towards that anterior pubic bone. And remember, it's got these, what do we call these?
Transcriptions.
Yes, tendinous inscriptions, right? To help stabilize that muscle, okay? So
So the
ribs,
six pack is all one muscle.
it's all one muscle, that's right. That's divided by these inscriptions so that when Asher does spinal flexion, you'll see this muscle shorten, okay? That is the job of rectus abdominis, is to flex the spine, right? Okay, so that's one. Also, it will contribute to compressing the abdominal contents, which we can do through Valsalva's. So you can see his belly tighten. If you want to feel that on your own, just exhale like you're blowing up a balloon. You'll feel your belly tighten.
Is it here or here?
Well, it should be collective. If you're not getting anything down here, you should.
Okay.
But that's probably very common, right?
Okay.
So, rectus abdominis. Muscle number 2. We're going to go with external oblique. So, lower 8 ribs for the origin. All right, so lower 8 ribs for the origin. Okay, so it's kind of feeding up on this rib cage, lower 8. Okay, and then it's going to insert into the linea alba and abdominal fascia. Okay, as well as the iliac crest. Okay, now, even though it becomes tendons much sooner, sorry, Ash, it's probably taking you to, we're just gonna make it continue into those attachments, okay?
So those are the fans that you said.
Yeah, this is fan number 1, okay?
Okay.
Now, if we look at what this muscle does, these vertical fibers out here, when they shorten, are going to create lateral flexion. That's one unilateral action. It will also create rotation to the opposite side. So this is on the left side. When it shortens, though, it's going to create right rotation. So it's going to rotate the spine to the opposite side that it's on, okay? It can also contribute to
Shortens from
trunk
one side,
flexion.
but
Yep.
it lengthens
Yeah,
the other.
any action we give a muscle means that it's shortening and utilizing energy to do so, okay? So it is shortening to pull you across to the opposite side, okay? Now, from here we have internal oblique, which I'm going to do on the other side so you can see its pattern across the body, okay? It is originating on the inguinal ligament, iliac crest, right here.
Okay.
And then it's reaching up to grab the linea alba, abdominal fascia,
That's the other fan.
and lower 4 ribs. This is the other fan, yep. So the 2 fans almost work across the belly to create a
that
synergistic rope for, so the pocket is going to be external oblique,
That
this one. Yep, this is like Asher putting his hand in his pocket. But internal
This one.
internal oblique is like hugging yourself.
Okay,
So that's
the
like
one that you
hugging
say.
yourself.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So if he put his hand in his pocket on this side, he would be going opposite the direction of internal. That's
And this could happen on either way, I mean, on either side, correct?
not that it can, it
It
does.
does happen on both
Okay,
sides.
okay.
Yes, it absolutely does.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm just doing a left external,
Uh-huh,
right
uh-huh.
internal, but I could do a right internal, or sorry, right external, left internal. I
Okay.
could do the same thing going the other way.
This just has to,
Yep. Got it. Okay. So this is our internal oblique. So like external, it's a lateral flexor. Okay.
Which way am I going? This way.
Well, you're rotating.
Oh, lateral.
Lateral flexion. Yeah, there we go. Lateral flexion. Yes.
Oh,
That's good.
okay.
Lateral flexion. Then we also have trunk flexion. Okay?
There.
Where it's different is in rotation. So, but since we've done opposite sides, they're going to work together. But this is the thing you got to ask yourself: is it rotating to the side that it's on? For external oblique, the answer was no. It's on the left. It's rotating to the right. But internal oblique, it's on the right. It's rotating to the right.
oh.
If I drew the left one, it would be rotating to the left.
And that would be that movement.
So either way, whichever internal oblique you're talking about, it's going to shorten to rotate to the side that it's on.
Okay, so if
Always.
they ask you to do this, like when
Uh-huh.
you're exercising, it would be the other way.
So do that again. Which external oblique is shortening? Your right or your left? Your right one.
Oh, okay.
And then your left
If
internal
I
is
do
shortening.
that, okay.
Do that, it's the
It's
opposite.
the opposite.
Yep. Okay?
Nice.
So that leaves us with transverse abdominis. That's our last abdominal muscle. Okay? So it is originating on the inguinal ligament and iliac crest, just like our internal oblique, but it's also going to feed up the thoracolumbar fascia, which I can't draw right now because we'd have to draw his spine. But those fibers are going to come across from there into the abdominal fascia, linea alba, like this, and then also down to the anterior pubic bone, okay? So it's like a corset. These are purely horizontal fibers. So they're really just involved with compressing the abdominal contents. Yep. They are not going to be involved in any listed movements, okay?
And that was, you just did that from superficial to deep.
I did. That's exactly right. That's from
Okay.
superficial to deep. Rectus abdominis, next layer in external oblique, next layer in internal oblique, next layer in transverse abdominis.
Awesome.
And
Okay.
the book has it the other way around, correct?
The what?
The book has it the other way around, or has it superficial?
It does have it that way, yeah. It's
Okay.
listed from rectus to external to internal
Okay.
to transverse. Yep. Yep.
The external oblique.
Is that all of them? Can I stop this? Because I uploaded.
That's
for
all of them, yeah,
everyone.
because I can't draw psoas and iliacus, unfortunately, so.